Just a couple days ago, we got the greatest news ever in my opinion. The chosen one, Anakin Skywalker, is coming back in Ahsoka Season 2. Call me a shill, call me a fanboy, call me whatever you want. I love Anakin Skywalker. He's like my favorite character in all of fiction, so him coming back for Season 2 not only makes sense, which we will talk about, but brings me so much joy. I know for some people, Ahsoka Season 1 was like a little iffy in certain aspects, but I thought the good parts were great, and I overall just loved it so much for what it brought to the table. I'm very intrigued by the possibilities for Season 2, and now that we know Anakin is coming back for a larger role in this second season, it gets me even more excited. Before we talk too much about this, guys, we're on the road to 3,000 subs. If you're new to this channel, I would love to have you here. I read all of the comments, so leave your thoughts. I most likely will respond to them, and also let's try to get this video to 50 likes. Now, let's talk about Anakin Skywalker returning for Ahsoka Season 2.
I'm Spider-Man.
So let's look at where we left Ahsoka at the end of Season 1. We have that whole sequence in Ahsoka Season 1 with her in the world between worlds, meeting her own master and fighting him, allowing her to kind of fight for the will to live. This is another lesson that Anakin is teaching Ahsoka even after he's gone. And while we don't get too much more explanation on the world between worlds in that first season, I have high hopes that they'll explore it again in the second one. Because not only do we see Anakin just in the world between worlds, but in the finale, we actually see his Force ghost, which is crazy because that's kind of like one of the only other times we've ever seen Anakin as a Force ghost besides Return of the Jedi. After teaching Ahsoka these lessons, he appears to her and watches her walk away in the season finale, letting us know that he's now around. So I'm not like completely clear on how Force ghosts work in Star Wars. I don't know if Luke had to do something like redeem his father in order for him to show up. So maybe Ahsoka completing that final training was what allowed him to appear to her. But we're getting Anakin back in Season 2, and hopefully it's not just a cameo role, but a more stable supporting cast member role. There's so many interesting things happening with Ahsoka Season 2. We also have the replacement for Baylan Skoll, who is going to be fantastic. I'm not going to show you the pictures of him because I don't know if that's allowed, but you can find them online and he looks incredible. We left off with the Mortis God statues, and we know Ahsoka and Anakin both play heavy roles into that. Going into Season 2, where that's going to lead, I have no idea, but I'm very excited. We also got news that Admiral Thrawn and Admiral Akbar are going to be going at it in this season, and that's super cool. I don't know what's going to happen with Shin and Baylan, as well as Sabine and Ezra, but we know Anakin's back in the picture, and that cliffhanger at the end of Season 1 really builds a lot of momentum for me personally. Now, I think a lot of people assumed that getting Anakin back in Season 2 just meant more Clone Wars flashbacks. And I have to say, I think that is entirely possible that we do get more flashbacks, but I think a lot of it is going to be Force Ghost Anakin moving forward. They're just going to have to maybe explain why he didn't appear to Ben Solo in the sequel trilogy, which is a whole nother can of worms. So maybe Anakin and Ahsoka become the new Mortis gods along with somebody else. We have the father, the daughter, and the son. It's going to be so great to dive more deeply into the mythology of Star Wars because we loved that so much from the Clone Wars, and they're doing it in live action now. Another interesting fact about Ahsoka Season 2 that was revealed is that Dave Filoni is actually writing and possibly directing all of the episodes. There's going to be 8 episodes in total, and while I wish there were more, I think that if Dave's doing all of them, it's okay. We've seen the magic he's done with The Mandalorian. We know he's one of the best Star Wars creators besides George Lucas, so I have tons of faith in what he's going to give to us. I'm really interested to see if the events of Ahsoka Season 2 with Anakin and Ahsoka tie into Mandalorian and Grogu, and maybe we get a moment where Luke is talking to his Force Ghost father. There's a lot of closure moments that could happen there, and it's just putting a smile on my face thinking about it. There's tons of other things that were discussed at Star Wars Celebration that I'm going to be making videos on, so guys, please leave a like on this, subscribe to the channel, and comment down below your thoughts on everything that was revealed. I'm going to be making videos on the Maul show that was announced, which blew my mind, as well as the Mandalorian and Grogu stuff. Overall, getting Anakin back in another Star Wars project is just a complete win. Hayden is an incredible actor and brings so much gravitas to Star Wars, being the one really main character. It's also nice because it feels like things with Star Wars are starting to really uptick again in terms of content quality as well as quantity. Andor Season 2 just dropped today. I've got to go watch those episodes right after I film this and get a video out to you as soon as possible. But I had to start by making this video about Anakin, my favorite character ever, because it's just so exciting. Would you guys rather see Anakin and maybe Obi-Wan and Ahsoka in a Clone Wars flashback, or do you think they should probably stick to the current timeline and just do Force Ghost stuff, maybe even deeply explaining how being a Force Ghost works? Anakin is the most powerful, the chosen one, so if anyone can explain it, it's him. Once again, give your thoughts down below. Thank you guys for watching this video. I really appreciate it, and I will see you all very soon.